Good morning, traders. Welcome to today's market review. This is Razak at CMTrading. Today is May 13, 2022, and today is Friday morning. So looking at the highlights of the day, markets bounce on really key levels. We're going to take a look at that in each sector. Now, there's no major economic events scheduled for today, but as we look at the various markets, starting out with the Forex symbols, the major pairs are on their lows, but not out, and they're looking like they're going to bounce a little bit. Looking at the indices, the Dow Jones and the NASDAQ both bounced yesterday. And looking at commodities, gold trades lower to 1825, while oil rebounds to 107. And looking at the stocks, it was Amazon that was the first one that bounced, okay? But first, it was the one that got beaten up the most as well. So that looks like a short squeeze. And lastly, looking at cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin recovers partially from its major sell-off to above $30,000 a Bitcoin. So let's take a look at the markets and see what we can expect from today's trading. So taking a look here at the Euro USD, and we're looking at a monthly chart, and look at that. We're at 103.97, just shy of that 104 level, okay? And we are on supportish level. This is still supportish level, and there is a declining in volume here. So this is really important. So if this does not break down, okay, and holds this level later today, we could see it bounce. Now, where could it bounce up to? You could possibly bounce up to the 110-ish level. That's where I would take it to, okay, on the upside if it did bounce. Okay, so keep that in mind if it does get that bounce later today. Now, looking at the other major symbols, GBP also on supportish area. Now, the reason I say supportish area is anywhere above 120 is really supportish area. So we are looking for that bounce again on the GBP USD. Looking at the Australian dollar as well, we could see that as well, as that is getting a little bit on supportish level. I mean, we dip below it, as you can see, okay, and you can see that it's recovering just slowly. Now, on a shorter time frame, you could see that a little bit more clearly, as this is also recovering. Now, looking at the commodities, first looking at gold trading at 1825. This has gotten beaten up and selling off quite sharply, okay, and it is also hitting supportish level, okay. 1828 is a supportish level. You see that it's been there, that red line, and so I do expect it to bounce off of these areas. If it does breaches, okay, this is going to be a really important level, then we're going to continue going down, and we're back in that 1721 to 1828-ish area. Now, looking at crude oil, 107, we are trading in a range. The upper range, 107.5, lower range, 99. We're right now at the top of the range. Not to say that it can't hit 110, but just keep in mind that, you know, your chances, your probabilities of it going higher and higher, and once it's at the top of the range, decreases. So keep that in mind as well. Now, looking at the Dow Jones, we did bounce, okay. We're trading at 31,899. Yesterday, we traded as low as 31,500-ish level, okay. That's a major retracement there. Even lower, 31,200-ish level, that's a major retracement. So keep that in mind, as this is bouncing right now at 31,898 right now. So let's see if it does recover a little bit later today. There's a short squeeze. That means people are going to have to cover their shorts after this massive retracement from 34,000 down to 31,000. That's a 3,000 point move just in less than a week and a half. Looking at the NASDAQ as well, trading at 12,000, and it did hit that moving average. You could see it just faintly. It hit that moving average and then bounced off of it. So right now we're at 12,000, just above 12,000, and hopefully going to recover above 12,000-ish area, okay, as the stocks are bouncing. Looking at Amazon first, look at it, 21,500-ish level, and we are bouncing off of it, okay. That's a slight bounce, but it's a bounce, okay. It's enough to create some sort of friction for us to bounce off. Now, I'm not saying we're going back to 3,000. That's not the case. As far as we go, I believe we will go up to 2,500, okay, and then maybe test these lows once again in a future date. Now, look at the individual stocks. Apple got beaten up yesterday as it gap down. Let's look at a 4-hour chart. It's a little bit clearer. Look at that gap down from 146, 145-ish level down to 142-ish level. A decent gap down. Traded as low as 140 and then saw a recovery as well. Facebook also just recovering a 190. Microsoft trading below that 261 key level And that's disconcerting. Okay, this type of situation is very, very disconcerting because that's a key level. I mean, we're way off our 200-day moving average still, but ultimately, once it's breaking these areas, it's more inclined to break it at a future date. Now, looking at Tesla, also just bouncing faintly at 227, and JP Morgan holding that down at 117 as well. So there's a little bit of a mixed kind of feeling in the markets right now, where certain things are showing more strength, certain things are showing more weakness, but altogether there's lots of weakness in the market. Now, lastly, looking at Bitcoin, we did bounce from 26,000 up to 30,000 right now. So that's a break. Okay, that's a nice break, especially since we broke that 8-day moving average, and that's really the point where we start to get stronger. Now we receded a 30-day moving average. If it does break above it, we could see ourselves back to that 34,000 as a potential resistance level. Okay, remember, this is still weak, so until it proves us otherwise, I'm going to consider it weak, so keep that in mind. This is Fred Razak. I want to wish everybody a great trading day. Thank you.